Orville, I've looked everywhere for that bird statue. There is no bird statue in this apartment.
Is too. That's where I hid the red envelope with all that dirt from your past. Right inside the bird.
I'm telling you, it's not here.
Well, then you just gotta look again if you don't want that nasty business of your past to come out.
It can't come out. If people knew my secret, I'd lose my reason for living, my family, and I can't let that happen.
Ugliest thing I ever saw. Wonder whatever possessed old Orville to keep it. But you never know. Maybe I can make a few bucks on it at the flea market. Get back some of the money that Skinflint Orville owes me.
God, I don't know when to get back into Orville's apartment. Just know there's something in there about my past.
Orville, help me, please. If anybody else ever finds out about my past, everything that I've worked for is going to be destroyed.
What are you doing, Gwen?
Calling Teresa on her lies. She doesn't have a boyfriend, Ethan. She never did.
I thought you said you'd wait for me and that we'd ask Teresa together.
I couldn't wait for you any longer. You got hung up talking to Sheridan, and I was not going to let her get away.
You make her sound like some kind of criminal.
Maybe not a criminal, but a devious garden variety liar.
Gwen?
Game's over, Teresa. Either you prove you've got a boyfriend right now, or you confess that there never was one. And that this whole thing was a huge lie to cover up the truth. That you are in love with Ethan.
Of course I'm a lone father. I sent Ivy home in the car. Charles is coming back to pick me up later.
You blew it, Julian. You told me you had everything under control.
How was I supposed to know that Luis would order a DNA test to prove that the body wasn't Martin Fitzgerald's?
No excuses, Julian. Cranes aren't the victims of circumstances. They control them.
That's not fair. I did everything you asked. Body would have been cremated by now. No one would have been the wiser if Luis hadn't screwed up. I mean, what was I supposed to do?
Something, Julian. Anything.
Do I have to remind you that it was my idea to copy the real Martin Scar onto her imposter years ago? I mean, that should have been proof enough to anyone that this was the real Martin. But now the damn Luis again.
Looks like you've been underestimating the housekeeper's son, Julian. You seem to have met your match.
I'm sorry if I chased Sam away.
I'm sure it's okay. He said he had to get back to work. So what do you want to talk to me about?
It's about what happened today. If that man in the coffin is not the real Martin Fitzgerald, then I must have killed him.
What is it? You look upset.
I am.
Why? Do you know something about what happened to my father?
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places, and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of the bird I knew could take me high as breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are the fire burning inside of me. You are my passion for life.
Can you hear what they're saying, Whitney?
No, but it doesn't look good for Teresa. Gwen looks really mad.
I feel sorry for Teresa, but I don't blame Gwen. I warned her that it would come to this if she kept pursuing Ethan.
Well, I wish there was something we could do to help.
I'm afraid there's only one person that can help Teresa. Herself.
This isn't the way to do this, Gwen. You're cornering Teresa. You're attacking her.
I'm attacking her? You have got it backwards, Ethan. She is the one who has launched an all-out war on me with her schemes and manipulations. I am just trying to protect myself against a woman who will stop at nothing to get you.
Then let's you and I go somewhere and talk about this before somebody says something we all regret.
We are so far beyond that, Ethan. I am not letting her off the hook this time. No, I want the air cleared once and for all right here.
So do I. But why does it have to be here and now?
Because the awful game of Teresa's has gone on long enough. And she knows I'm right, don't you, Teresa? That's why she looks like a deer caught in the headlights right now. She knows I've got her number. Think about it, Ethan. Teresa swears that she's got this boyfriend, that she's never been interested in you. Yet every time he's supposed to show up somewhere so we can meet him, he's a no-show.
Maybe something's come up every time.
Oh, come on, no.
Well, surely you're not accusing Teresa of arranging the town Christmas tree to almost electrocute her brother as a distraction? Or to have a man fall through the skylight and die on New Year's Eve?
Of course not, Ethan. But we were supposed to meet him before any of those accidents happened. And today, at what was supposed to be a funeral for Teresa's father, he's still not here. Come on, Ethan, you're a lawyer. Look at the evidence. It all stacks up against Teresa's claim that she's in love with anyone other than you. Admit it. Even you know she's lying.
Don't worry, Julian. I know Luis is no match for the Cranes.
That's what I've been trying to tell you, Father.
Still, if he continues to look into the real Martin Fitzgerald's disappearance, he could stir up trouble. See to it he doesn't come anywhere near our family, especially Sheridan. You know your sister is the family's weak link.
Yes, I'm well aware of Sheridan's penchant for disloyalty. I'll make sure she keeps a safe distance from Luis.
You said you had something important to tell me. Please, Sheridan. If it's about my father, I have a right to know what it is.
Sheridan, you're not a murderess.
You don't know.
Look, there's no record of anything happening that night. No body, no police report, nothing. You're the only one with any memory of that night.
I just wanted to say how glad I am that things turned out this way. That the man who died wasn't really your father.
She said that already.
I know, but I was thinking some more about how relieved you must be. I mean, how horrible you must have felt, thinking that you were responsible for the death of the man who gave life to you.
I wasn't sure I'd ever be able to forgive myself.
And in spite of that, you saved me instead of him. I owe you my life for that.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. And it's a debt that I have every intention of repaying someday, however I can. If there's ever anything that I can do for you.
Actually, there is. I want to know what your family knows about my father.
Julian already told you.
I don't believe his story about my father embezzling money from the Cranes.
From what Polaris said about Martin, I find it hard to believe myself.
Look, now more than ever, I believe that your brother and father know the real story behind his disappearance.
You may be right.
And over the years, they must have said something around the house.
If there was anything said, I never heard it. I was away so long.
Well, what about before you went away? Did anything ever happen around the time that my father disappeared?
Like what?
I'm not sure exactly. Something you may have considered strange, out of the ordinary? You do remember something, don't you?
Hi, Chad.
Simone, hey.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it could be better. What you doing here?
I'm looking for my mom. Have you seen her?
No, I just got here myself.
Where have you been?
Trying to get back into Orville's apartment. Only I can't get past the cop. They got stationed outside the door.
There's a policeman guarding Orville's apartment.
Yeah, well, nowadays. When I got back inside earlier, and just as I was coming close to finding something, some old biddy shows up and blows the whistle on me, calls the cops. I mean, I got out before they busted me. Now I'm trying to figure out a way to get back in.
You said you were close to finding out about your past.
Yeah, it could be. Just before I was interrupted, I came close to cracking this locked trunk I found in Orville's apartment. I was about to bust open the lock when the cops and the old lady showed up. I had to make tracks. And for all I know, the key to my entire past could be in that trunk. I mean, I gotta find a way to get back in there to check it out.
Think, Orville, think. Now, was the bird statue in your apartment the last time that you were at home?
Yep.
Well, where was was? It was on the floor, on the table?
I don't remember exactly. I do know that it's there somewhere. Now, you just got to keep on looking. I gotta go. Good luck. Hey there, son. I didn't hear you coming in.
Yeah, I know. Seemed like a pretty heavy phone conversation.
Oh, well, that's nothing at all right there. I was just trying to get some business done while I'm here in my hospital bed.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. You know, if your mind's all sharp enough to take care of business, and then I guess you can finally give me some answers about where I came from, who I am, right?
Well, anything I can do for you. Why don't you come back after I take my nap?
Oh, no. No way. No more holding out on me, Orville. This time, you're gonna tell me what you know.
What if someone else finds the information that Orville's been keeping on my past all these years? What if it all comes out?
I know what you're hiding. All of it. The secret you've kept from your husband, what you did years ago outside of town.
I'll lose everything I care about if I don't find that bird.
Weird. Wonder why Orville would keep something like this around.
Gotta find that bird. Can't leave here until I find what's inside of it. Hello?
Hi, Mom, it's me.
Simone, where are you?
I'm at the hospital.
Are you all right?
I'm fine. I came by to see you, and you're not here.
Oh, something came up, honey, and I had to run out and take care of something. What's going on?
Now, don't freak out or anything, but I just...
Simone, you're scaring me, okay? Just, what is it?
Well, I thought I'd tell you that I ran into Chad today here at the hospital.
Simone.
I didn't disobey you, Mom. I swear I came by to see you, and he was just here. I thought I'd tell you before you heard it from someplace else and got mad at me.
I'm not mad at you, sweetheart. I know that you and Chad are bound to run into each other as long as he's in harmony. I just want you not to hang out with him when you do.
I know, but I'm glad I saw him today. He thinks he's finally on the verge of finding out something about his past.
But did Orville tell him something?
No, it's something he found in his apartment.
How is that possible? Orville's apartment is sealed up by social services. It's off limits to everyone.
I don't know how he got in there, but he did, and he's pretty sure he knows where the information about his past is hidden.
Now, I've waited long enough, Orville. I want to know who I am.
Don't we all? What was the question?
Don't you trip out on me again, man. Or is that just a bag that you jump into every time you don't want to tell people what you know? Is that it?
What I know? Oh, I know a lot of things. Ask me what day this is. I even know who's president. All the way with LBJ.
Earth Orville, come on, man. Did you know I found a locked trunk in your apartment, Orville?
Trunk?
I want to know what's in it. Does it have anything to do with me? Tell me, Orville. What's in the trunk?
Snakes and snails and puppy dog tails. That's what's in the... No, that's not it. That's what little boys are made.
What's in the trunk, Orville? No. I'm sorry. Listen, man, just don't sandbag me again, man. I mean, if you got any marbles left intact in there, you're gonna cut me some slack right now, okay? Because, I mean, what have I ever done to you? I'm just asking this one favor, that's all. You just gotta tell me what you know. I gotta find out who I am. Because, man, I ain't got nothing left to hold on to, man. Nothing. I mean, I don't even know what my real name is anymore, man. I mean, maybe I made some mistakes, and maybe I don't even deserve much. I mean, everybody deserves to know who they are.
It's bound to come out sooner or later anyway, so you should really know the truth.
I can tell by your face that you remember something strange happening around the time my father disappeared. And what was it, Sheridan?
I was so young, I don't recall anything very clearly.
Yeah, but something sticks out in your memory, doesn't it?
No, I mean, nothing to do with you and your father. And I told you about the nightmares that I had when I was a little girl.
I know, you still have them sometimes.
Yes. And it was around that same time that I was having the nightmares. That's all.
Then you went off to boarding school in Europe.
Right. So I guess I really can't help you with anything that you need. I'm really sorry, Luis. I wish that I could.
No, it's okay. I appreciate you trying.
Anyway, good luck.
Thanks.
I want to thank you again for believing what my heart told me over the evidence in front of you.
I should have never doubted you.
I just knew that that horrible man could not be Martin. But it's such a relief to finally have proof. Now, you children can have faith in your father again.
Yeah, but what happened tonight raises the old question. What really happened to Papa? Where's he been all these years? Where is he now?
I wish I knew.
Oh, you're going to. Because I'm going to find out.
But how?
Well, I think that someone we know has the answers. Has had the answers all these years. Julian Crane may think that he got away with something today, but he didn't. From now on, I'm going to be all over him and his family.
Rest assured, Father, it'll be a piece of cake to keep Officer Lopez Fitzgerald at bay.
I wouldn't be so cocky, Julian. Not after you botched this business with the Fitzgerald imposter so badly. I hope I don't have to remind you what it would cost us if the truth about the real Martin never came out.
Father, I'm well aware.
Then see that all of our bases are covered this time. I don't want another crisis on our hands.
There won't be. If Luis persists in his snooping, I'll destroy him.
Even you must know by now that Teresa's been lying. Ethan, as trusting as you are, you had to have asked yourself if Teresa's boyfriend ever existed.
All I know is that this isn't the time or the place to get into this. I mean, we're in a church, Gwen.
Don't make me out to be some kind of monster, Ethan. I'm not.
I know. I'm just saying your timing leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah, well, it's never a good time for Teresa to show us her boyfriend. And it's not as though she's in mourning anymore, so why doesn't she just clear the air right now?
I just think we can wait one more day.
No, Ethan, we can't, okay? Because our entire relationship rests on this. Our entire future together rests on this. Teresa, you can put us all out of our misery right now. You either prove that you've got a boyfriend or confess that he never existed. Which is it gonna be? It's up to you.
Julian, what are you still doing here?
Oh, I was just leaving if you'd like a ride.
No, you go on ahead.
All right.
I'll call a cab when I'm ready.
Suit yourself. Can't imagine why you'd want to hang around here, though.
So much has happened today. I could use a little quiet time in the church to sort things out.
Oh, very devout of you.
Goodbye, Julian.
Yeah, I hope that you're not back to that ridiculous old bugaboo of yours about killing Martin Fitzgerald when you were a little girl.
Could you blame me if I started to wonder again? I mean, now that we know the man we found in Santa Fe is not Martin Fitzgerald, it begs the question of what happened to the real one all those years ago.
Well, who knows and who cares?
I do,
Well,
for
you
one.
shouldn't. It's a waste of your time. You didn't kill anyone. You were just prone to nightmares as a child.
That's what Ethan keeps telling me. That there's no proof that anyone ever died in the house, and that I've got to stop blaming myself for something that never happened.
Thank God he's been able to talk some sense into you. You certainly don't listen to me. I was afraid you were going to go off on another one of your hysterical tangents again.
I'm fine, Julian.
Good. It's one less thing to worry about. Although I must say, I was not happy when I saw you talking to Luis earlier.
Excuse me?
You've been spending far too much time with that local yokel policeman lately. Stay away from him from now on.
I'm sure of it. Julian Crane knows more about Papa's disappearance than he's letting on.
You can't be certain of that, Eagle.
How else do you explain Julian's positive ID of a man passing himself off as Martin Fitzgerald? Both here and in New Mexico. Now, he swore it was him, and now we both know that's not true.
Perhaps it was an honest mistake.
Maybe I'd buy that if there were anyone but Julian Crane. But why would they decide to have the body cremated behind our backs? I'll bet you 10 to 1 that he and old Alistair wanted to keep us from discovering that it wasn't Papa. They're up to something.
Maybe you're right. But I can't really say, and neither can you. I mean, we have no proof whatsoever that Julian or Alistair know anything more about Martin, and they've already told us.
Why are you defending them, Mama? Well, you never believed Julian's story that Papa was embezzling from the Cranes. Why are you going to believe it now?
Even so, I just don't want you looking into this any further, please.
But you want to know what happened to Papa as much as I do. Maybe more.
Don't you understand? Going up against Alistair and Julian could be dangerous. They're ruthless men.
Well, that's the first time I remember you ever admitting that the Cranes leave a lot to be desired as human beings.
Julian and Alistair are the kind of men that wouldn't think twice about retaliating against someone who got in their way.
I'm not scared of either of them.
Maybe you should be. If you're right, and they've gone to such lengths to cover up what they know about Martin, you can be sure that they will continue to do so, Luis, even if it means hurting you.
We're talking about my father here. Your husband. Now, I'm not going to be intimidated by any of the Cranes. Right is right.
This is what you don't understand. You may be driven by what's right and what's fair, but Alistair and Julian, they don't care. If they think that you are threatening some secret they're trying to protect, they will do anything to stop you.
But Papa...
It may take longer, but the truth will come out anyway. It always does.
I don't understand how you can be so patient after all these years.
Because I love you, Luis. I've already lost your father. I don't want to lose you, too. Just let it go.
You can settle this thing right now, Teresa, once and for all. Just tell us the truth. That there's never been any boyfriend. The only guy you're in love with is Ethan.
I am.
Teresa.
Yes, Father.
I've been searching all over for you. You had a phone call from your boyfriend.
My boyfriend?
Yes. He said he was sorry he missed the funeral, but he had some car trouble. Apparently he had called earlier as well, but there was no one in the church office to answer the phone.
Thank you, Father. I'm glad you found me.
Well, I guess we know why Teresa's boyfriend didn't make it. I think you owe Teresa an apology. Or else do you think Father Lonigan's lying?
Of course not.
Teresa, we apologize for all this unpleasantness.
You will never believe what just happened, Whitney. I was this close to being busted by Gwen when fate stepped in again and saved me.
I want you to tell me everything. Was I really born here? Huh? Who are my people? Where are they? They alive? They dead? me again, man. Come on. Wake up. Wake up. You said you'd tell me. You said you'd tell me.
This patient needs to sleep.
He's sleeping. He's just faking, all right? No, he's just zoning in and out.
I'm sorry, but I don't want him disturbed. You'll have to leave.
He's just got to tell me something real important, okay?
You can come back later.
If only Chad could get back inside Orville's apartment, he thinks he could find out about his past.
So he didn't actually find anything in Orville's apartment?
Not exactly, but he thinks he has an idea about where the information might be hidden. That's why he's talking to Orville right now.
Well, I don't see what any of this has to do with us, Simone.
I know, I just thought that maybe if Chad found out about his past and who he really was, you wouldn't be so down on me being friends with him. I mean, if his parents turned out to be really nice people, maybe it'd be okay for me to be friends with him.
We have been through all of this before, Simone. I told you for the last time, I want you to stay away from him. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Mom.
I've got to go. I'll see you at home. Even after I had this place sealed up, Chad still managed to get in here. Doesn't sound like he found the bird statue either. But he won't give up. He'll be back. What if he finds the statue? What if he finds the information about my past while he's looking for the information about his own?
Thank God that is finally over with. Now we can get on with our lives together. Look, Gwen, you don't have to feel embarrassed. I mean, I was starting to wonder if Teresa had a boyfriend.
There is no boyfriend, Ethan.
What? You heard what Father Lonigan said?
I don't care what Father Lonigan said. I don't believe there's a boyfriend now any more than I did before.
What are you saying? And you admitted that Father Lonigan wouldn't lie.
I don't think he would. Look, I don't know how she pulled it off, but there is no boyfriend, Ethan, and there never was.
Will you let this go?
Our relationship is important to me.
It's important to me, too.
But you've got a blind spot where Teresa's concerned.
I think you're the one with the blind spot. I mean, you have been after Teresa for months now. Look, she says she has a boyfriend, and I believe her.
Maybe I was wrong.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
No, Ethan, not about Teresa. About you.
What are you talking about?
I convinced myself that all our problems were Teresa's doing. That if it weren't for her manipulating and scheming, that you and I would be just fine. Now I'm beginning to wonder.
You're losing me here.
Yeah, in more ways than one, I'm afraid. Maybe this thing that Teresa has over you isn't just one way. Maybe you want to be with her just as much as she wants to be with you.
Gwen...
Maybe that's why you're having such a hard time seeing what would be so clear to anyone else. Maybe that's why you're so quick to defend her. Maybe you have fallen in love with Teresa.
If I ever had any doubts at all that Ethan and I would wind up together, they are out the window now. Fate wouldn't have saved me again today if it weren't all gonna work out the way I dreamed.
Teresa, excuse me.
Oh, you should have seen how bad things looked for me, Whitney. Gwen was coming down really hard on me, and I thought this time it was curtains. I didn't know what I was gonna do, and I was just about to tell Ethan and Gwen that I never had a boyfriend when, out of the blue, like magic, Father Lonigan comes up and announces to me that my boyfriend called and left a message for me. My boyfriend? And everybody knows that Father Lonigan's not about to tell a lie. I couldn't have come up with a better cover story if you and I had hatched it together.
Well, I did.
What?
I said that I did it. Fate had absolutely nothing to do with it, okay? I saw that Gwen had you cornered, and I felt bad for you, so I came up with the only thing I could think of to save you.
No.
I'd like to speak to Mrs. Teresa Lopez Fitzgerald. It was you! Oh, you owe me big time, girl. I
and
swear.
You want for the rest of your life. You are the best friend anyone could ever have in the entire world.
You heard us. Promise me that you won't do anything to provoke Julian or Alistair. Please, just let the truth about your father surface on its own.
Well, let's not talk about this anymore. It's been a long day.
You insist. I saw you talking to Sheridan earlier.
Yeah, she was just saying that she was glad that the man who died wasn't my father. She knew I was still blaming myself for my own father's death.
That was very thoughtful of her. She and Ethan are the most caring of the Cranes, unlike Julian and Alistair.
I don't know about Ethan, but Sheridan's been great through all this. She's a nice person.
Yes, she is a nice person. I'm glad you finally noticed it. My ride should be here. See you later.
She's right. Sheridan's very different from the rest of her family.
What did you say?
You heard me. From now on, you keep your distance from Officer Luis.
I was only thanking him for saving my life. I also told him how relieved I was for him that that creep turned out to not be his father.
And then I should think you've said all you need to say to him. And after you've served this ludicrous community service sentence at the youth center, you won't have to see him again.
I can see whomever I please. I don't take orders from you. I'm not a child.
And stop acting like one. I'm surely you're not eyeing the housekeeper's son as a potential beau, especially with your track record for picking losers.
Go to hell, Julian.
No, I was just saying that you'd be making the biggest mistake in your life if you got involved with the likes of Luis.
You know, you have really lost it this time. Forget about anything I feel. Luis would never get involved with me because he hates my family. And you know what? I don't blame him. Because you're a pompous ass.
Oh, sticks and stones, Sheridan.
You can stop worrying about the precious Crane blood ever being tainted by someone so low on the social ladder as Luis. He's far too proud to get involved with the likes of me.
Well, consider yourself lucky.
You know, I'm not done with you yet, Julian. Luis isn't the only one with a problem with you. What do you really know about the real Martin Fitzgerald?
Father Lonigan. How long were you standing there?
Long enough. I thought there was something strange about Teresa's boyfriend's voice. I don't know what you girls are up to, but you better be careful. Lies can only hurt people, especially those who tell them. I'll expect you both at confession tomorrow.
I am sorry, Whitney. It's not your fault. You were only trying to help me.
He's right, Teresa. We both know better than to lie.
I know. But when it comes to Ethan, whatever I do feels so right. The same way Mama's heart told her that the man who died in that Skylark accident wasn't Papa, my heart tells me I am meant to be with Ethan.
I'm not so sure, Teresa. You only got a stay of execution today, but Gwen is not going to give up Ethan without a fight.
You think I'm in love with Teresa? Are you out of your mind?
No, I think for the first time in a long while, I'm actually using it. Going home, Ethan.
Well, look, I'll drive you. We're
No.
gonna talk about this on the way home.
No. Until you can realize that Teresa's been lying this whole time, I don't think we have anything to say to one another.
What? You're just gonna walk away? I thought you loved me.
I do love you, Ethan. I love you with all my heart. I just don't think you love me right now. Tell me, Julian, what do you know about Martin Fitzgerald? The real one, not some imposter.
We've been through all of this, Sheridan. I've told you all I know. And I've wasted enough of the day at this farce of a funeral. If you'll excuse me, I have business to attend to, and I mean it. Stay away from Louise.
Oh, Luis.
You all right?
Yeah, I just wasn't looking where I was going.
At least you weren't driving this time.
Must be getting better.
Must be. Look, I don't know what you're doing tonight or if you're busy, but I was wondering if you might like to have dinner.
With you?
Yeah, with me.
I'd like that. I'd like that very much.
Okay. So it's a date then.
Okay.
All right.
What did Orville say? Did he answer any questions about your past?
You know, I swore he was just about to. Then he checked out on me again.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. I ain't gonna give up. I mean, if Orville can't tell me what I want to know, then I'm gonna find out some other way.
But how if you can't get back into his apartment?
Yo, I got in before. I'm gonna get in again. And this time, I ain't leaving until I get the answers that I'm looking for. And whatever they are, I know they gotta be in there.
Eve Russell has to find that bird before it winds up in the wrong hands and all hell breaks loose.
There's something special about you, isn't there, Birdie? Wish you could talk and tell me what it is.
What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Oh, what if the bird statue is right in front of my face and I just can't find it? I'm missing it. And what if Chad comes in here and finds it? He'll learn my secret and he'll expose me. I don't have any choice. I have to protect my family.